All right, I'm Steven. Gonna be going over stretch break. Excuse me, maybe I'm a little brief in some of these. This is kind of just a re-recording from the class on Tuesday that just didn't upload. Anyways, yeah, we'll get started. First stretch we're gonna do is just a little warm up. So we're gonna lie down on our mat. We're just gonna kind of curl our legs and do about 6 rotations like this, coming up to the shoulder blades, rocking back. Actually try not to touch your feet down. Should kind of just crack your back a little bit, make things feel a little more loose, bring a little more circulation. I'll do one more actually. Oh, there we go. All right. Now we're just going to stretch our release a little bit. We're going to come to each side. We're going to raise our arm, stretch through here, pulling that arm over. 3, 2, 1. Switching. We're coming over. Again, stretching through the abdominals there. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. We're going to do 2 more rotations on each side. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last one over here. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Now, as we're moving on, the only thing you're really going to need is a resistance band. You can either come here to the fitness center and we can cut you out some, or if you have one at home already, other than that, they're pretty cheap. You can either get a red or a blue one or purple one. I want to say red is the lowest resistance and blue is the second highest and purple being the highest. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. The focus today is going to be the shoulder girdle. So we'll go ahead. We're going to go full extension, arms out like this, thumbs pointed up again, so you can get that side view. And we're just going, pulling those arms apart. Going full extension. Not going too fast. This should be getting your traps and rhomboids. So I'll pop around and show you what that looks like in a second. And as always, for a lot of these stretches, the recommendation is about 10 to 15 for 2 to 3 sets. The area of focus is going to be right in here. So we're going to go for a couple more rotations. Taking a little rest. All right. 3, 2, 1, and we're going again. Three, nice and slow, 4, 5, 8. Make sure that core is engaged. Even for stretching the shoulder, you still want that connection through the rest of the body. All right. And a little break. Shake out the shoulders. All right. Now we're moving on. So again, arms full extension. You can always change the resistance, even with the lighter bands. You can either go further in or all the way out. depending on what kind of pain you're in. Remember, for a stretch like this, if you have any shoulder problems, don't go over that 6 out of 10 pain threshold, because you're just doing more damage. All right, so we're moving on. Next stretch. Arms are going to be along your ribs. Our elbows will be right attached to your rib, just like this. So showing you both sides again. Same thing as the last one, thumbs pointed up. And we're just going to separate those arms. I'm going to do smaller rotations because I do have a shoulder injury. So we're trying to get it as far apart as you can, depending on what kind of pain you're in, or if any at all. And this is a deltoid stretch. So your deltoid is that muscle that wraps around your shoulder girdle. So right in that area. All right. I'm going to do one more rotation. And then you can always pause the video and do the last rotation on your own to get the third one in. So 3, 2, 1, and we're going. All right. Gotta straighten those shoulders out. Forward and backwards. Right. One that I did miss at the start, and always bring in that classic one that you probably did when you were in school. Just the big arm circles. So we'll just kind of do that before we move into the next one. Making them smaller, in the reverse direction. Not one we really need to do that long. All right. Next one. So it'll be hard to show you the other angle. But what you're going to do is you're going to kind of crouch down just a little bit when you go. You're going to find a flat wall. You're going to crouch down just a little bit, pressing your back up against the wall so the small of your back can make contact. So just like this, I'm crouching down. That way there's no gap here. And our arms are going to be just like this. And we're going to be pressing them against the wall and visualize them trying to go through the wall and wrap around. So your left shoulder, you should kind of visualize it wrapping around, but you're also trying to push it back. So you're pushing back and around. It's almost like you're trying to go through the wall and hit the other side of your body. 3, 2, 1. Go. Breathe. Again, 10 to 15, 3 times, once to twice a day. All right, that's 10. We're gonna roll out our shoulders. Perfect. We're gonna move into our glute stretch, just as a kind of little speaker set here, because I see people do this one wrong pretty often. So a lot of people pull back, which you're not really getting much of a stretch because of the way the muscles in your quad articulate. So it's better to pull that leg across. So you're actually feeling a stretch and pulling against those muscle fibers. So you can always balance or against something, or you can balance almost like me. Fix myself. 9, 10. switching legs. So it's coming around just like this. And all right, we're gonna head back into our other stretch. So again, I'm just going for 2 sets of each, as this is a recording. All right. 3, 2, 1, and go. 3, 4, 5. Should be feeling this almost mid back. 8, 9, 10. Like really in this area right here. All right, shaking up the shoulders, forward and backwards. Into our next, second last set. If you are going to do a third one, just go ahead and pause and finish it. So again, pulling that leg across, and we're going to hold. 3, 2, 1, switch. 3, 2, switch. Remember that one, you can always kind of lean forward, causing a little more tension on those quads. All right. That was the last stretch, or groups of stretches. Remember, if you haven't already, it's still not too late. You can sign up for our program here, the Eat Well, Be Well. Next class is today at noon, and they are every Tuesday and Thursday from 12 to 12:15.